friends. I've missed all of you guys, and this week we're going to try something new. I'm Julie Bouguet, the PTA here at Buffalo Hearing and Speech. We're going to try doing my lesson via video. So the handout that was given, I'm going to sort of instruct. I have recruited my son Alexander to help with me today as I instruct, and he's going to do the activities with us. So we'll see how that goes. What we're going to work on first is last week in the handout we had talked about working on regulation, working on either arousal or calming strategies with using different pieces of equipment. So with all of us being home, I'm going to think outside the box a little bit. One suggestion was a tunnel, which you can easily make a resistant tunnel by taking a flat bed sheet, folding it the lengthwise, which I had already done, and putting clips on there. You can use binder clips, you can use rubber bands, whatever the case may be. So what this is going to work on is some core strengthening. It's also going to work on some regulation. So you can pair this with different activities. What you can do is maybe taking a puzzle piece, crawling through. You can also take maybe stacking blocks since we're working on different types of buildings. You also could possibly, even simple things as taking stuffed toys, putting them scattered and bringing them back. So Alexander, you want to come down here and show how this tunnel would work. So you can crawl through the tunnel by having you holding one end. Go ahead, crawl through, friend, to the end. All right, now on the way back, you can roll back down, lay down, so your head's up at the top, lay down on the thing, roll down the mat, roll it. As you can see, he has not been instructed in this, so he's going as we are learning, and standing up. So you can have him roll back down. Another way is if you have a nice big beach ball, exercise ball, something to push through. This will help with the resistance. So go ahead, crawl him through with the beach ball. Now holding it. So gauging off your child's needs. Maybe they only need to do it a few times. Maybe they can do it multiple times. This is in a way that we can work on some regulation. Most things are geared to maybe 3 to 5 repetitions that I tend to do, and also maybe about 3 to 5 minutes. So, you know, some days they might need more. Some days they might feel that they don't want to get to do that, and you have to read their cues. Sometimes we work just getting through the activity, sometimes we move on to a new one. So that is an idea of a technique you can use for some strategies to help with regulation. Also this week in the activity handout I had provided, we're working on some kicking, some single limb stands, and some lower extremity strengthening exercises that are all paired into one. So I happen to have some blocks at home in my toy room here that we're going to use, but other times you may not have such cool things at home. So getting resourceful. You can use a Kleenex box, you can use with lots of ordering online, you might be able to use Amazon boxes, gallon milk jugs, pop bottles are just some of the things. So getting creative and thinking outside the box. As you see, Alexander is standing on my visual floor target. I use these a lot during therapy. This gives a concrete example of where to stand and what I am asking. You can make it fun. I happen to have these from a game in our house, or you can make your own. I tend to go to the Dollar Tree. They have lots of cool different pictures, and I take them to our floor. Couple things for home. Make sure if your visual floor target is secure, so if they step on it, they're not going to go sliding. These are a little bit of a texture, so they are pretty stable as far as that goes. So I'm going to use these during my session next as we kick blocks. So how are we going to do this? Let's see, can you see that? All right, so I'm going to have Alexander get me some blocks. He is going to bend his knees coming up. Can you stack them on the red? Nice and flat. We're going to do that. All right, here's another block. Now as you can see, he is bending his knees and he is putting them together. Let's see, there's 1, 2. What comes after 2, Alexander? 3. Good. All right, here's another one. 4. So we're working on some lower extremity strengthening. Oh, we're gonna get tricky. Can you go up on your tiptoes and catch it? Oh, he got it. All right, stack it up on top. So now we have created our building blocks. Now what more fun is to kick the blocks down. So I'm going to bring my target for him to stand on, and he is going to wait until I count down from 3, 2, 1, and he will kick these down. So, all right, are you ready, Alexander?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1, kick them down. Crash. So that's the fun of it, seeing the cause and effect. So we can do this several times, restacking blocks, kicking them down again. That is the one example. Our next example that I have, so for time's sake, we're only going to do one of each. We can work on lateral stepping. So what we're going to do is moving these. I'm going to put some more of my visual targets on the floor down. And Alexander is going to find some more blocks and line them up here. So that way they are. Now I like how he is bending his knees. So sometimes that doesn't always happen. Alexander, on the next block, show me how you would do sometimes without bending your knees. Bend at your hips. Oh, see how those hips are bending? I don't want to see that. I want those knees bending. Oh, look at that. His knees aren't bending. So that works on different muscles. That is the key here. We want to work on bending those knees. Another thing is, when we're doing this, is we can matching colors. I could have had Alexander find me a block to put on the red, on the green, yellow, blue, and see if he can match them at the same time. Also, since we are doing kicking, making sure you're in an environment that is safe to kick. I am purposely doing this on the side view because you can see what he is going to do. So, some kids need more support, some kids need less support. But this activity worked on lower extremity strengthening by squatting and standing. The next part is going to work on some hip muscle strengthening. So Alexander, we're going to take my hands, and what we're going to do is you're going to kick the blocks on 3, 2, 1, kick it down. So this is a little more support. Now he is sidestepping. All right, Alexander, 3, 2, 1, kick the block down. All right, kick the block. 3, 2, 1, kick the block. All right. Oh, he doesn't have some muscles on that one. Alexander, can you restack my blocks? Now, remind you, he is 7, so he is following my directions. I would not expect anyone to be that compliant at this point, just for development age appropriateness, which is okay. But what we're working on here towards is progression. We're working on many different skills. So now we went down one way, we definitely have to go back the other way. So Alexander, this time I'm just going to have you kick without me holding your hands. 3, 2, 1, kick. He can pick which foot he wants to go with. I'm okay. As you see, his hips are facing me. 3, 2, 1, kick. And walking down. 3, 2, 1, kick. Last one. 3, 2, 1, kick. All right, Alexander, can you come stand on my blue square? So he is going to wait while I set up the next activity. And this is something we often do during therapy, is waiting between activities. Sometimes a friend might need some hand, and that's not possible, but this is something we work towards as we get to kindergarten. So our next one is also a kicking activity. So we're just changing up. I call this as my columns. Once again, I can have him squat and stack my blocks for me, line them up, or this, for time's sake, I will do it for him. But what we are doing is working on increasing our step length. We're going to work on single limb stance as we kick the ball, or block, or whatever you're using. And we're also working on our kicking skills. So, Alexander, we're going to walk down, hands out of pockets, thank you. We're going to walk down my column, and you're going to kick right step, left step, right step, left step. Can you try that? So he should be walking, take a step forward, and down. So the blocks are a little bit bigger, but what we're working on towards is stepping and walking and kicking. So thank you, friends, for joining in. I hope you are all doing well and being safe. I can't wait to see all of you back again. If you do have any questions, feel free to message me. My email is jbouguet@askbhsc.org, or you can contact your teachers and they will definitely get a hold of me. Thanks, friends, for joining in. Till next time, be safe and well. Bye.